I'm Jamie and I'm ready.
You forgot to wait for the clap. Idiot.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, we're starting on my own clap.
Okay. Great.
Hey,
Welcome to the pod. That's Jamie Pappas.
and you're Kirsten Michelle Cills.
That's yeah.
Oh,
And
really threw me for a loop there.
and we're dying up here.
Yeah, and everyone has to stop being weird about it.
Well, that's what we're here to talk about today.
Dude, you did try to die recently.
Yeah, I did a real
Non-illness related.
which is the bit, is it not?
I know. Do you want to talk about it or no?
Yeah, I got into a honestly real bad car accident.
Is that why you look like this?
It is.
Sorry.
This morning. I got into a real bad car accident on the highway and I hydroplaned. It was like pouring rain and I crashed full speed into the concrete median.
Any other car involved?
No, it was super early in the morning and it was pouring rain, so no one was on the road, luckily, or else I would have totally gotten T-boned as well.
What were you listening to?
That's such a good question. Oh, I was listening to a horror movie review podcast that I like called The Horror Virgin. And that would be cool though if I was listening to like
when
the
did
Final
you come
Destination
to?
one.
You said you.
Yeah, I lost consciousness for maybe 2 minutes. I mean, I don't know exactly, but about that. And then had to get shipped on out by those EMTs. But
was the ambulance there when you came to?
No.
How long were you?
I called 911 myself, but someone else had already.
Okay.
When I said that on the call, the woman was like, "Oh, are you in what color car are you in?" And I said that, and she was like, "Oh yeah, we already have someone on their way." But I do want to say a PSA to all the ladies out there or anyone with long hair.
Did you have a claw clip in?
I had a claw clip in.
No.
And boy, oh boy, did they have to take it out of my head. I know. It was fine. It didn't need stitches or anything, but they gave it back to me. But it was bloody. It was a metal claw clip. It was not a plastic one.
Ugh.
Plastic would have broke, but I hit my head on the steering wheel and then like hit my head back. Yeah. And I'm feeling much better. I did get like real, I don't know, have you been in like an accident where airbags have deployed before?
Knock on wood, I've never. No, we live different lives. Like I'm healthy and cautious.
Yeah, you have all the thing is I don't value my life that much.
Yeah. Is your mom, like if you weren't sick, I think your mom would kill you.
Oh, if I
when you told me you got in a car accident, I felt like your mom being like, "Are you kidding?"
If I go missing, it was my mom.
Yeah,
I'll just say
no, it's not missing. Yeah, we know.
If I go missing,
where you are.
It was my mom's version of grounding me as an adult.
She's tired of it.
Yeah.
Obviously glad you are okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel much better.
Yes.
But the airbags, I didn't know this. They like super burned my skin. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. Basically airbags and like seatbelts are what's supposed to do the most damage in keeping you safe.
Oh yeah, the seatbelt.
Come on, you never watched Trauma in the ER as a kid?
I guess
every Tuesday night on TLC, baby.
Baby, I was living Trauma in the ER. I didn't have time to be watching.
Should have been watching other people's rooms.
Yeah,
in the hospital.
Yeah. So in a way, I did.
More.
Yeah, those airbag dust or whatever's on it burn the fuck out of my eyes.
Super slutty, so you were probably not wearing a lot of clothes.
Oh, I was wearing no clothes. I got such a bad it was brutal.
Ugh.
But I'm back on top.
Great.
I totaled my 2014 Hyundai Elantra.
It was about time.
May she rest.
The car was bringing you no good things.
Only bad vibes, yeah.
Stolen twice and now totaled.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And don't forget that.
Now stolen by the Lord.
Yeah. Gone too soon, though. And don't forget that even though she's only been stolen twice, her getting stolen the last time meant I had to get a rental, and that rental got stolen. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad vibes. Real Final Destination kind of car.
You would think you lived in like somewhere, like because your car's just on the street where you live.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
doesn't add up, man. Have you ever had a car stolen?
Again, no.
Okay, great. We two live very different lives.
Every time you text me, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What is she saying?
What is it like to have it all?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have a dad. Just kidding. Sorry, Jack.
That's true. Yeah, you have a stepdad. Yeah.
I walked in and my parents were on. I went to my parents' house recently and they were listening to our podcast when I walked in the house.
My mom's been listening and she's been calling me about her thoughts. She called me to be like, I was just listening to that part where you said the thing about how you guys are not good. You're not empathetic because of how much you've been through. Like, you're not the person that people want to go to, whatever. And she was like, I'm the exact same way. That makes so much sense.
She wants to just get in on it. I thought she was going to criticize you.
No, she just wants me to know that this is. Although, can I ask you if you've been having this experience listening to our pod? Because that has happened to me like 5 times, which is, I don't remember what we say when we record, really. You know, it's like we sit down and then I black out. And then I'm listening to us and you'll say something. And in my head, I respond. And then what I say on the pod is exactly what I just said in my head. Does that happen? Like, I'm very consistent.
That where I was like, dang, I wish I said that to her. There was something specific you said in the one I was editing. And I was like, oh, I wish I said that. And then a minute later, I said
You said it. Right. It's like, I know this bitch. I know she's going to say this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was almost one point where I was taking a note and I was like, oh, I got to go back to that. And then I said it.
Yeah. Okay. Glad I'm not the only one. All right. Well, let's get into it. So this week, what would you like to lay to rest? And what would you like to resurrect in honor of a death podcast?
I have 2 that I need to lay to rest.
Oh, hit me.
One is a general and obvious. And if anyone's ever spoken to me, they know it goes to everything. I don't like people that text, hey, and don't state their intention. I don't even mind a, hey, what's up? I know you need something. I know you're asking me for something. Just ask it. Do not start with a hey, because then I have to put effort into this conversation when you need something from me. Someone just did it recently where I knew they were asking to hang out. And it's all positive things. But it was like, hey, how was your weekend? And then I have to be like, good, you? And they're like, okay, well, I'm doing this week. I'm like, okay. And then the 4th text was the ask. And I was like, my goodness.
That's way too many texts deep into that conversation.
Just give me a, hey, how's it going? Like, I did this weekend. Like, I want to hear about yours. Let's grab coffee. Done.
It's so, yeah, I agree.
I'm not worried. And that's an anxiety thing. I like anybody that starts a conversation slow. I think they're about to say something important.
Or bad. Yeah, it's like somebody texting like, hey, do you have a minute to talk?
Yeah. Do you have a later rest? Because I have one more, but I'll go after yours.
This one, I mean, this is my version of that. Anyone who knows me knows this one gets me real bad, but I've just been thinking about it a lot recently, is I need to never hear another wife bad joke in my life, which if you know what a wife bad joke is, but if you don't, listeners, it's the boomer humor, like stand-up comics who are like my wife, the old ball and chain, like I hate my wife.
Yeah.
I would give anything to live in a world. Any joke that I've heard that is a wife bad joke, I've heard against my will.
Did something specific happen recently?
No, but I teach a stand-up comedy workshop every so often, and it's in the suburbs. There's a lot of
bad wives.
Lot of bad wives. Yeah. A lot of realizing that, and like, this is what I say when I do this joke is like, I thought that teaching a stand-up comedy workshop would be like, I get to help listen to people's stories and help them extract what's funny, which is like what I love to do. It brings me so much joy, but we seldom have time to do that because most of the class is me going over the difference between stand-up comedy and standing up with a microphone, just telling everyone that you hate your wife.
You're going to say the difference between divorce and separation?
Yeah, it kind of is. And it's just tough because truly every time I've brought up, like, where's the joke part? You know, the reaction you always get is people being like, that age group and that demographic being like, oh, I'm sorry, I know it's not okay to say. I'm like, no, I'm okay with you saying anything, but there's no joke.
Tell me what's funny about your wife being a huge cunt.
Right.
Like, find it for me.
Right. And if you can have a really good punchline to that, good for you. But you haven't written a joke yet. It just kind of feels like you just want to talk about it.
/ you just think that women sucking is the punchline.
Yes.
Always.
And
like you think enough people will laugh at just women bad.
Yeah. There's a comic who
and flip side, I've seen the same goes for women talking about like gender neutral, like talking about the other, where you think it's enough of a punch to just be like, men are stupid, right?
Yeah.
Or like women are bitchy, and you're like waiting for him.
Like,
yeah, but tell me how. We both know those things can be true.
Right. Observation, and then what's funny about the observation. But when we did Philly's Funniest a couple years ago, there was like a comic who was significantly older than the rest of the lineup, right? And he did not do well. He totally bombed. But he books a lot in the suburbs, and I have no doubt that he kills in that demographic. But Philly's Funniest is mostly younger people. It was all wife bad jokes, and then I heard him in the green room being like,
"My wife, good,
right? Yeah, yeah." I heard him being like, "Oh, I guess that like people get offended by that," and I was like,
"How can you stand up in front of a room of 300 people and still say I'm right?"
And also because our age group, we don't have to get married at 22 immediately out of college like you guys did. You hate your wives because divorce was not nearly as okay, and you had to get married immediately, like if you wanted to even live together, really. So of course you hate your wives because you didn't think it through. Whereas our generation will like live with someone for 10 years before we get married.
I don't even think they hate their wives. They just don't know themselves as a person alone.
Yes.
So the one person that they have to deal with every day and holds them accountable to anything.
Yes.
Is the person they're married to.
Right. And it drives me crazy when people write. That's another thing I want to lay to rest is a joke not landing and a comic giving the implication that we didn't get it, or worse, that it was offensive, when it's like, I know that's an easy, like
I've seen New York comics do it in Philly and be like, "Oh, I didn't realize you guys were like calling Philly stupid," and I'm like, what?
Where's the joke?
Well, first off, you're not even from New York. But second, it's just because it didn't hit doesn't mean the crowd is wrong. And I mean, I'm guilty of doing calling something, because I get it. It's like a frustration instinct. But to walk off stage and then be like, oh, people just don't get me.
Yeah. I saw a show this weekend where one of the comics did a joke where it had to do with Native American.
Very cool.
And it had to do with, so cool. The joke itself, though, like, was not offensive, but it was about something with Native American, and like the punchline had to do with like a feather, right? And like Native American culture. But he was an older comic, and he said Indian at first, and it didn't land, not because people were offended, but because we thought he meant Indian.
Like Asian American,
right?
Like Asian Indian.
Yes, India. And so therefore, when it didn't land, like, my thought was like, if I had like been talking to him at the bar afterwards, I would have totally been comfortable being like, hey, I think it's just that people were confused because I don't associate feathers with India, and I know what you probably meant was Native American. But I was like, if I say that to this guy, he'll have a joke about that and be like, oh, and then some person got offended and said I should say, and I'm like, you truly cannot win no matter what.
Yeah, I have a family member that tells really bad jokes, and he'll always like rip me and be like, oh, it's like you can't say anything around the comedian.
Trigger warning.
Yeah. And I'm like, you can be as racist as you want if it's funny. Like, the thing is, you're hiding your racism behind you're laughing. As if jokes are funny if the people receiving them are laughing. No one in this room is laughing but you.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you reevaluate that your joke's just not funny? And you're just calling a racist sentence a joke at some point?
I've been like, well, I'll come back to that in a minute. Go ahead.
I was just going to say my other later S is nothing comedy related.
Great.
I started seeing a new trainer recently.
Yeah.
And the thing I think that we need to lay to rest is like people who make noises at the gym.
Yep.
Like too much. Like, I get exerting yourself and making a noise. But there are a couple people that I've been seeing at the gym recently, and it's a small like boutique gym. And I don't know if they think they're at Wimbledon or what. But the grunting is like, I've not seen anything heavy enough in the room that warrants the noises I've been hearing.
I was going to say, the crucial part of anybody at the gym doing that is it's so performative, and they have to be lifting not that much weight.
And like, I guess I just don't exert in that way, like to make a noise.
Mhm.
But I always almost want to look like, is something wrong? Because they're not always like, I get like maybe the end of a set and then you're getting up.
Yeah.
But I'm not like a noise person.
Agreed. I would be embarrassed to be like that at the
Not
gym.
even like working out. Like, I'm not someone that's like, I'm not like someone that whistles or like doo doo doo. Like, you know, some people that like talk themselves through the day. Like, there are some people that always need to vocalize what's going on. I'm
Mhm.
not one of those people.
Mhm.
Like, especially during the pandemic, I feel like I had some friends be like, "You don't talk to yourself," and I was like, "No."
Mm.
And I think some people are just more vocal, and I'm not. Like, across the board.
Yeah.
I
like that you used whistling as the example.
But you know, you see, there's some people that just take up space by making noise.
Big time.
And at the gym, when it's like moaning and groaning, I'm like, okay, okay, you better be so ripped after this.
Yeah.
It's definitely just a personal thing that it makes me want to bring headphones, but then I can't hear my trainer.
Yeah.
I was gonna actually ask him like next week if there's a couple of people in the room if I can bring headphones.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't want to seem rude, but I also don't need to hear people moaning at
Yeah.
10 a.m.
Yeah, it is.
Save it
It
for
is-
your bad wife.
No, their wife is not having sex with them.
Oy. Those
Okay.
were my late arrests.
Great.
What are you resurrecting?
I want to resurrect remember in the early 2000s when guys had their ears pierced?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the conversation constantly about which one's the gay ear.
Well, yeah.
I'd like to bring that back. I miss the gay ear.
Oh, you just want one piercing?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want guys to have double?
I don't care if they have double, but I want to be in more rooms like you were at that time. It was like a phenomenon. You'd be in a room, and anytime a guy had a piercing or someone said they were going to get a piercing, the gay ear would come up.
I don't even know where that came from.
I don't know either. I don't know who.
Was there like a symbol, like a symbolism?
Sorry, Neil's yelling at me. Do you want
Neil, which one's the gay ear? Or we get it.
I can't make it go down. Oh my god, that scared me so
I wish
much.
you had like moaned like at the gym.
You said try it. That was so. What you meant was you knew it would work. Okay, is that good? Is that too loud?
No, you're fine. Which one's the gay ear?
Yeah.
I believe it's if you
Do you have your ears pierced?
No, it was the right. I had both pierced. I was young.
No one knows which one.
So what does that mean, bisexual? You freak?
Yeah. I swung both ways early.
Neil's more
Oh
bisexual
my god,
than me.
did you do like the mini diamonds?
I did the mini diamonds, yeah.
He's Italian, of course he did.
Of course.
It's policy.
Yeah.
South Jersey Italian too. That was the rule.
Yeah, that
You
went
couldn't go over the bridge unless you had that.
You had to.
They won't
You
let
gotta pay the toll. And then I went LL Cool J hoops.
It's so gay.
No.
That's gayer than one ear.
Honestly, one of the gayest things I did is my brother, who, like, you know, when you're
Aren't
younger,
we supposed to lay to rest calling things gay?
I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My brother got, we got our ears pierced when we were kids. And like when you're a kid and you just like want to be your older sibling, you just like copy whatever they do. And Brad only got one ear pierced and I had to get two. And I was so upset about it because I wanted just one. And so I just like took it out when I got home and it just healed over immediately. So then my mom had no choice but like to let me just wear one earring.
God,
which is
your mother.
yeah.
Every time you talk to me, I hear another story that makes me want to hug your mom.
When are we bringing her on as a guest just to hear her talk? I'll leave. It can just be you two. Yeah, I want to bring back
one ear,
the gay ear.
The gay ear.
I want to bring back.
You want to bring back homophobia?
I want
what you're saying.
Yes, I want to bring back the conversation that you would hear so much in that time period of just like if a piercing, the idea of a piercing came up, of the gay ear.
Yeah.
I miss it. I miss hearing everyone's justifications, people fighting over which ear it was.
I feel like, and just like the general like mythology, like middle school mythology of like
mythology
is more so like what you mean, like the like we all
lore.
knew of someone, we all heard of someone, but everyone always had those stories.
Yeah, Yeah, that's what I want to resurrect. How about you?
This is controversial. I made a TikTok about it this week.
I wanna see
But
it.
I'd love to resurrect dating apps for single people
Okay.
because I swear every time I log into a dating app, everyone is in a poly relationship or they're looking for something discreet.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're divorced with a kid,
Mm-hmm.
which to me is still in a relationship. Like I don't care if you're divorced, you still have a emotional responsibility to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I would love a dating app where I just swiped and someone wasn't in a poly relationship with a primary partner looking for a third and fourth.
Who saw you across the
Um,
bar and love your vibe?
I just want to go on an app and like know the person's not in a relationship. Is that too much to ask?
I do think so. Yeah.
I think like I need to invent a new app that is for
For
single people.
people. Well, there's so many apps already for throuples.
Everything else.
For Thrinder. There's what
Hi,
they used to call it in
I'm
art school.
single and I want to find someone that's also single.
Yeah. Well, I have seen girls on dating apps who have it in their bio that's like girls who are gay and are
Mhm.
like, I'm looking for another girl and no, I don't want to fuck your disgusting boyfriend. Because that's always what it is.
Yeah. So I just think I need to make my own app. Dating app for single people. That's
Sure.
what I'm pitching. Sharks. I'm
Sharks.
looking. Yeah, sharks. I'm looking for
Yeah.
no dollars.
Yeah.
'Cause
And Mark Cuban is like, I have to cheat on my wife, so for those reasons, I'm out. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's just getting out of control.
It is too much.
That I'm like, okay, I'm gonna commit myself. Like my rule for myself is I need to go on one date a quarter.
Mhm.
I missed Q1.
Yeah.
I just didn't go on a first date.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm into Q2 and I open the apps, fresh mindset, and the first 20 people I'm scrolling through, absolute rat-faced dogs who are like, I'm going
So
home.
rat-faced dogs.
Right.
Okay.
Picture a dog with a rat face.
Sure.
And somehow 3 girlfriends.
Sure.
That's what I'm
Guys
talking
who
about.
look like that always have minimum of 3 girlfriends.
And they're like, I'm just looking for fun. And I was like, you're looking for scraps out of the trash,
Oh,
actually, is what you're looking for.
And they also undoubtedly, if you were to ask them off the top of their head the age of consent in your state, they would know it. They would know it immediately.
They're like, well,
the thing is that if you really break down the stats, 16-year-olds are technically women.
Like it's middle school is basically high school.
Right. Like girls are so grown up now.
But truly, I go on the apps and I'm like, I don't even know how you matched with someone. Because if not a poly, this, that, it's like a mall cop. Like I swear to G, or an Australian DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I guess I don't know how I'm going to go on a date this quarter.
I would stay away from the DJs in general.
Okay.
I dated a DJ in
mall
college.
cop or rat-faced dog. Pick. Kill, fuck, marry. I'm serious.
Okay. I did date a DJ for a long time in college.
Okay.
Obviously.
Gayer.
Yeah. The gay. Yeah.
Hit a gay butthole, actually.
Yeah. But he's actually my one ex that I am still very good friends with. It's
my
Tyler.
bad.
So
My
yeah.
bad.
It's Tyler.
Shout out to Tyler.
Shout out to Tyler having the gay
and
earpiece.
all your holes.
So I guess I would marry the DJ. Oh, what was the other one?
Mall cop, and a rat-faced dog.
Oh, I would marry mall cop.
Okay.
And I
Wait, you said marry the DJ.
I just really want to also marry the mall cop.
Sorry, my bad. No, this is an app for single people.
What if I want to
not getting? You can't. I marry both of them.
I would marry the DJ.
For monogamy is what I'm saying.
Yes. Okay, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I would kill the rat-faced guy with 3 girlfriends.
Okay.
Yeah. Or maybe, honestly, it's tough because, you know, when there's a guy who...
I never put my hand down.
You know, when there's a guy that you hate so much...
Heard of it?
That you're like, I'm going to fall in love with you.
Again, we live very different lives. I think we need to circle back to this every time. Every time you tell me something, I get worried.
You don't have that thing where someone says something kind of mean to you and you're like, stop talking to me like this or I'm going to fuck you. Pick something immediately.
I know the idea of what you're saying.
Yeah.
The rom-com enemy to lover.
But yes.
I have
The
never...
slight degradation kink.
That's not it for me.
Okay.
I think I'm the degrader.
See, I feel the
think
same way.
I'm the other way.
But I think it goes both ways. I think like my love language is just roasting.
Yeah.
Like I feel closest to somebody when we are roasting each other.
Well, it's because no one's real with you.
That's exactly what it is. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay. So my kill fuck Mary is I'm killing the rat face dog.
Have to.
Banging the mall cop.
Mm.
Because I just feel like that'd be funny.
It would be a funny bit to sleep with a mall cop.
And then
In the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bit.
Dressing room bit. And then
what dressing room would be the funniest to fuck a mall cop in?
Bloomingdale's Willow Grove.
Oh, I was gonna say that. I was picturing the Willow Grove, the Claires in Willow Grove.
Claire's to get your gay earpiece during.
Oh man.
Classic. Yeah, then I'll marry the DJ because we could at least, if he's a decent DJ, we're at least traveling or going to bar and bat mitzvahs.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll have money.
Hopefully.
Bar and bat mitzvahs. I love that that's your standard.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
If he's not traveling, if he's not doing like real stuff. Wow. Okay, we resurrected a lot. We laid to rest stuff. I have an unhinged icebreaker I'd love to ask you.
Sure, please.
You're on a deserted island.
Sure.
And you're with 3 people. You get to pick your 3 people in a hopes of escaping and surviving. One person has to be from your family. One's one of your elementary school teachers, and one is an Oscar award winner.
What the fuck?
Go pick. I'll do mine.
How high were you when you made this question up?
I unfortunately was not high. I do this with my family. We've had like at holidays, we've done like, okay, deserted island, and you have to pick 3 family members.
Okay, great.
And then we all have to explain why.
Oh, so I love these games.
So my family member, so my mom has 4 sisters. So I have 4 aunts who all have a special set of skills.
Okay.
And I'm picking my mom's twin.
Okay.
Marianne, shout out Titi Marianne. She is very resourceful.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen her. She watches a lot of documentaries.
Great.
She's always in the know, and I think she would just be a good person to. She's I've never seen a situation she can't get out of.
Fuck yeah.
Elementary school teacher. I think maybe my gym teacher.
Okay.
Just for some brute force.
Mm-hmm.
She just had a big oaf of a male gym teacher in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Who like if you got hurt, he would step on your foot and say, "What hurts more?" And then he would always be like, "My foot."
Such a dad move, yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah.
So I kind of need the idiot brute force.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
him, but at that time, like Mr. G in the 90s.
Sure, yeah.
And then the Oscar winner, I think Cillian Murphy. I think Cillian Murphy, because currently I'm listening to the Calm app has sleep stories.
Okay.
And he reads one and it always puts me to bed. I think he'd be a calming presence.
Okay.
But I also think he's scrappy and knows what he's doing.
I agree that he's scrappy. He's
scrappy and calm.
Where is he from? His accent?
He's Irish.
They can scrap.
I know, but that may be offensive if he's not Irish.
I think he is Irish. He is on the Peaky Blinders.
I know, but those are like the whites that get really mad when you pick the wrong country, and I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Irish actor. That's what it says up top.
Yeah, but I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to offend you, Cillian.
Yeah, no, he's Irish.
You're listening.
Cillian, right into Dying Up Here.
Yeah, Cillian, Marianne, and Mr. J.
Okay, cool. Family member.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with my brother Brad. He's an ER nurse.
Got it. Smart.
For obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. I think it's good for everyone, but also I need a nurse wherever I'm going, typically. Even if the island was not deserted, I just need a nurse.
Yeah, I think you're getting voted off pretty quick.
Oh, I am. It would be unfair on a deserted island.
You're getting left for the coconut crabs.
Right. If we have to sacrifice someone, it would be insane to not make it me. So I would bring Brad, because he's a nurse and he works in high stress situations. Elementary school teacher, didn't even have to think for a second. Second grade teacher, Mr. Villaro. Second grade is when I moved from, it was 2001. And I moved from New York to Philadelphia for personal reasons. I won't get into it. And I moved there, and then he was so welcoming and so wonderful. And I also he was like the only male elementary school teacher, and I had the biggest crush on him. I had one of those embarrassing
This is
moments.
a recurring theme that I'm worried again.
What, the dad thing?
You just said you had a crush. You're what, 7?
I was 7.
And it was the only male around you?
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Understood.
I mean, I had
I'm just taking notes.
stepdad at that time. Yeah. Just to really unpack it when my mom comes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Villaro in a heartbeat. He's also was.
Does he have any skills besides making you feel good?
He's very big, is what I was gonna say.
Oh,
It's tough
okay.
to say because when you're 7, everyone's big.
I know. I was just thinking we both picked male teachers and we're probably just for force.
Yeah.
And they're probably like 5'8".
It's just that when you're a kid, everyone's
Oops, sorry. No.
Everyone's big. But I do feel like he was like
A thick
bigger than
5'8".
the other. Yeah. Yeah. So I think elementary school teacher wise, that absolutely. Because you can't pick like the school nurse, right?
Yeah, I said teacher.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna go with for an Oscar winner.
Mm-hmm. Any Oscar, doesn't have to be this year.
Okay. Just trying to think of what else you need on the island. Like you have medical, you have someone who's big, and then like what's another important skill?
I mean, I picked Killian because he's calming to me.
Okay, so like emotional support
Mm-hmm.
friend. I guess I would go with I don't want to go with anyone old is the hard part.
Right.
And a lot of old people win.
Because you want to die first.
Oh, big time. What are they gonna outshine me?
Right.
On my desert island?
Well, they are Oscar winners, so they might already be outshining you.
Don't you ever fucking say that.
Do you want me to list like the most recent
Yeah.
best actors?
No, I know my answer.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Leonardo DiCaprio.
You're too old.
I am, you're right. I'm not
You're
20.
Have to bang
I'm
that
over-
elementary school teacher.
I'm over 25. I think that he would be resilient
Mhm.
and scrappy, like you said. And I think that he has lived enough of a life, although it's tough. Anyone who's been famous since they were a kid, they probably don't.
I was thinking he might be a little selfish.
Yeah. Who's that
And
actor
you know
who...
Cillian Murphy's not selfish because I know him.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. It's different.
Classic Cillian.
Is it Harrison Ford who was not famous until he was like 40?
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's a good one
I
because
don't
he
know.
lived
Harrison Ford's always been 40.
he lived a regular life. Yeah. So yeah, those are my answers. Thank you. That was
amazing.
absolutely unhinged. You were not kidding. That question. I didn't know the specificity was going to come into play.
I know. I thought about just narrowing it down to a family member and an Oscar winner, but
no, that's great. Okay. You, because you like to birdwatch.
yeah. Is this a question or a roast?
It's a question. Because you like to birdwatch.
Yes.
Not in a setting of not somewhere you'd be birdwatching, like walking through the city, walking down Passyunk or whatever. How many owls would you need to see in one day before you were like, something's up?
2. I had a dream about an owl recently. Did I tell you this?
No.
That was out my window.
Oh, yes, you did tell me this. Yeah.
Yeah, 2.
2.
I mean, there is a hawk that in Passyunk that I watch in the mornings. So,
well, you know, something's, you know what I mean by something's up. Like,
yeah, rat problem at one of the restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's up.
I mean, like a more supernatural situation.
Oh.
Like until you realize. Yeah.
3.
Something's going on. 3
Yeah.
owls?
3.
I think, yeah, if I saw 3 in the city,
Because one is hunting. The second one maybe followed suit, even though they're kind of solitary hunters,
Mhm.
depending on the species of owl. But 3 would be alarming. Not
Yeah.
alarming, but
if I saw 4, I would probably
3 would make me check my eBird app to see how many people had registered seeing owls recently in that location.
You're what?
This pod sponsored by ebird.org. Whatever you asked.
Okay.
The answer's 3.
Okay. That's a great answer. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with 4.
Mm.
Because I don't know enough about how common or uncommon owls are in the city.
Depends on the type of owl.
Yeah. Okay. But I do think if I saw 4 owls, I would leave the city for the day. I would feel like it's some sort of weird
And get in
omen.
another car accident.
Yeah, exactly. On my way out, I would get into a car accident.
And you're like, the owls.
Yeah.
I had to leave.
And then I would look back and see what made me swerve, and I would see an owl sitting on the road, and the owl would wink at me and then disappear into the night. And then the credits roll.
Spooky.
Ooh.
I love owls. So I got more excited about the thought of seeing them.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Like Hooter the owl.
Great. Unhinged icebreaker.
Thanks.
We're going to go into roasts
Sure.
before we.
I got 3.
Okay.
How many do you got?
I have a good amount.
Why?
They're not all for today.
All right.
Some of them I need to think on if I'm going to say them or not.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll do 2.
Okay, go for it.
Go ahead. You go first.
Okay. Kirsten.
Yeah.
With all the attention you get for having cystic fibrosis and with your limited time on Earth, have you ever thought about doing something meaningful with your life? Just a quick question I had for you.
Thank you for asking. Yeah. Jamie, your dad is dead. What if that was the roast? Your dad is dead. Do you think that maybe audiences can tell? And that's why every one of your jokes on stage, the audience sits in a moment of silence?
Kirsten.
Yeah.
You got in a car accident and had to cancel a show. Which is impressive, because in one day you proved that women can't drive or be funny.
Feminist icon. This one we might have to cut.
You know what? We've never cut anything I've ever said.
Is this better? Okay. Jamie, you are very sex positive and even have an OnlyFans account. I'm curious about how that came to be. When you lost your virginity, just on a scale of 1 to 10, how old were you? I know we cut the pedophilia stuff last time, so.
I think that one was such a projection, because every episode you've talked about a teacher crush you've had, and I've been like, dear God, what are you talking about? Can I say my third one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Kirsten, you refer to yourself as a people pleaser, which is weird because no one with a terminal disease and horror movie fetish is pleasing to anyone. That's what I had.
Okay, I have one more.
Okay.
I was really high when I wrote this. Jamie, you've been open in the past about your obsession with Zac Efron. Did you think that you might have a chance with him because you look kind of like Vanessa Hudgens, but if Tim Burton made her?
Ugh.
Okay, Good game.
Good game. Good game. Good game.
Good game.
God.
Woo! Great.
Vanessa Hudgens. I was really mad at her.
Yeah, did you hate her?
No, it was just I actually was thinking about this recently because we've been talking about how people think I'm like tough, but I'm actually so soft.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking, I'm trying to write this into a bit where like I want people to know that I'm a little bit softer than they think I am,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want them to know that I cry at the thought of High School Musical 3. Like not even watching it, I just thought about it the other night and got overwhelmed. I cried, saw it in movie theaters, bawled, have watched it maybe only a couple of times since, and then I thought I was good to watch it when I like nannied for these little girls.
Mm-hmm.
Could not.
I mean, the curtain closing at the end after they jump off the stage.
Oh my
Them
God,
doing.
when he's in the tree. My prom is wherever you are.
Also, can I have this dance on the rooftop?
Kill me.
Unbelievable choreo. I saw High School Musical.
Gay ear. You're ruining the straightest thing, and I'm like, ugh.
I appreciate that you said that. I wish we had talked about this sooner because I don't know if I've
What?
ever told you that I saw High School Musical 3 in theaters 11 times. And my mom just
We really wouldn't have been friends
kept
had we
letting
met at a
me.
younger age.
It's actually for the best that we're friends as adults now.
I have so many adult friends I say that with where I'm like, oh God, if
Yeah.
you had known me or I had known, I saw it once.
Mm-hmm.
And it was there's a movie theater in walking distance from my high school.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see it once. I like wore a High School Musical t-shirt. Had a good time.
Okay, I
But
didn't wear a
11
t-shirt.
times?
11.
Did you have an allowance?
No.
So your mom paid for you to see the same movie 11 times?
No, how old? I had a job when I was 14.
I don't know. You're dying, so I didn't know
Yeah.
like how dead you were.
I still-
Like I didn't know how much working you were doing.
The hardest part about being dying is that I still have to have a job.
Oh, it's kind of the dumbest part.
It is so dumb.
I know. I was thinking when you got in the car accident, I was like, is she just trying to accelerate this because working's annoying?
Luckily, we have the dumbest job too, so it's perfect.
Truly.
Yeah, I saw it 11 times, and I was really I could not get enough. I just kept making people come with me to
I was
see
gonna
it.
say, I don't think I've watched any movie in theaters more than once.
Good for you.
No, I mean I do love going to the movies. I have an
Mhm.
issue with hearing people chew popcorn, so it keeps me out of the movies a lot of
Mhm.
times. But 11 times?
Yeah. I saw
I think-
Hairspray like
I think so many
6.
times your mom must have just been like, whatever you want.
Yeah, my mom definitely. It's funny because like I make this joke on stage sometimes, but that my mom likes to not acknowledge that I'm dying. She likes to like live in this. Because you know how white moms like to live in a fantasy world.
I don't.
And they do.
Okay.
You've met them before.
Seen them?
And she
Oh, yes, I know what you're saying.
will not acknowledge.
My white stepdad does the same.
Yes. She will not acknowledge that I'm dying and that I'm terminally ill in the same way. Like she will, but she doesn't like to talk about it.
Hmm.
And she likes to be like, well, maybe they'll cure it, blah, blah, blah. But I know that she knows that my future is irrelevant because she let me go to college for musical theater.
Can I tell you the roast I deleted?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say something like, Kirsten, do you ever feel guilty that Brad became an ER nurse because it was the only way he could have gotten attention from your mom? It was something like it was like a pretty rough written down, like it was the only person he saw getting attention from your mom.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know. Talk about bad wife. I was like, I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a funny part in here.
Yeah, like he wanted to spend more time with my mom.
Right. The
Yeah.
only person he saw get a time with your mom was
Yeah,
an ER
With
nurse.
the nurses in
So
the ER.
he became an ER nurse, like subconsciously.
That's actually, yeah. Oh, that is good.
I kept it. Don't worry. Next time I'll come back with a vengeance.
Perfect. Yeah.
So she just lets you kind of do a lot of stuff because instead of saying like Kirsten's dying, we need to do this, she just lets you do whatever.
Yeah, she pretends like, oh, maybe you'll live long, blah, blah, blah. But then she lets me do shit that I'm
Well,
like,
and you were still having fun and like going out with your friends. So like it's not like she was worried. It's not like you were going to see like The Matrix 11 times alone.
yeah. That
Like
would be
something bizarre.
crazy.
Yeah.
If your 14-year-old daughter's going to see The Matrix 11 times alone.
I was just trying to think of a movie that like seemed heady at the time.
Yeah.
Like for your kid to go see alone. 11 times.
Like Donnie Darko.
I mean, I'm saying this as if the thing is like I had a Zac Efron like cardboard cutout in my room, but they were all things people gifted me. Like I wasn't spending my own money to do these things.
You said something to me recently that has stuck with me, where we were talking about your apartment having so much bird watching stuff.
Mhm.
And you said something about how, like, when people know you have a hobby,
Yeah.
it's all they ever gift you.
Mhm.
And I have been really reflecting on like gifts I've gotten
Yeah.
and thinking, like, do people think of this as my hobby? Because
What do they get you? Oxygen?
it's just like something I like to do for fun.
They get you horror movie stuff?
Yeah, they get me a lot of horror movie stuff, but I cannot tell you how much tequila I get as gifts. I used to be the manager of a Mexican restaurant, so I do
Right.
love tequila. But you calling it you calling the gifts you get a hobby really made me reflect on like what people who don't know me that well think she'll love this.
Well, for me,
It's true.
it was for a long time. It's Phillies, Eagles,
Mhm.
Sixers stuff. A lot of Zac Efron stuff. A
Mhm.
lot of animal stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know what else I want. Like,
Yeah, I
I
think
think
getting
even my best gifts now, if anyone's listening and wants to get me a gift, some of my girlfriends got me. The Phillies just have a Phillies gift card,
Mhm.
and you can get tickets, merch, and beer and food on it.
What?
So they just gave me a gift card, and it was like, you can buy whatever at the stadium, or you could just buy your tickets or whatever.
That's fucking dope, actually.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to do that, if you want to purchase anything from my Amazon wishlist on my OnlyFans,
Yeah, check
if
it
you
out.
have money to spend, hit me up.
We're your girls. Yeah, I feel like I really like gifts that are my favorite kind of gifts are experiences or consumables.
Yeah.
Like I do like getting things that I wouldn't normally buy for myself, but that are nice. Like every year I get because I drink so much Red Bull.
Mhm.
Every year I get a case of Red Bull for Christmas.
Do you think that's gonna kill you?
I do have a heart condition, but I stopped drinking it.
You stop going to Panera?
Topical. I forgot about that. Yeah. That
Maybe
person.
you of all people should be remembering stuff like that.
Yeah. Like, don't do that. Got it. Yeah. It is kind of crazy that I do drink that much Red Bull because I have a heart condition, but it
I've
doesn't.
never had a Red Bull.